alleged conspiracy problems. So we could be talking about Biden administration officials that could be getting pulled into this. And it could get all the way up to President Obama. I mean, having now really read in on this case, there's a real question about whether Barack Obama's about to have the same kind of trouble that Jack Smith caused for Donald.
I'm going to go to the next topic here, which is Adam's top topic, talking about Obama saying every man needs a gay friend. So Obama goes
Barack,
on his wife's podcast, okay? And they're sitting there having this conversation, and it opens, they covered a lot of different things. Right off the bat, they talked about the divorce. Hey, aren't we supposed to be getting a divorce and all this stuff? Just tell me.
When Megyn Kelly and Patrick Bet-David stepped in, Obama's carefully curated legacy didn't just crack, it shattered. With surgical precision, brutal honesty, and the kind of boldness rarely seen on air, they dismantled the myth brick by brick, from hollow speeches to evaporated promises, from the media-manufactured golden glow to the trail of policy disappointments. Nothing was spared. This wasn't a debate. It was a reckoning. No teleprompter could save him. No crowd roar could shield him. What unfolded was a takedown so sharp, so unapologetic, it left the Obama illusion gasping for relevance in a spotlight that finally told the truth.
Even knowing that there are divorce rumors and, she's not showing up for him, whether it's at the Jimmy Carter funeral or the Trump inauguration or the basketball game he just went to in LA, when visiting their daughters and then dinner with the daughters, was not there. Here she is talking about it. If it were me, I would say something nice about him. I would say, he's just so charming. It was meant to be. I knew he could heal the earth in the way he did. There was only one person who could do it, and it was my husband, Barack Obama, whatever.
Barack Obama walked into history armed with a pen, a teleprompter, and the unshakable confidence of a man convinced that hope itself was a fully fleshed out policy. It's almost poetic. Tragic, even, how someone could speak so eloquently for 8 uninterrupted years and still manage to say virtually nothing of lasting substance. His presidency played out like an extended TED Talk wrapped in executive orders and guarded by Secret Service agents. Impressive vocabulary, minimal results, and a loyal fan base that erupted in applause as if he'd discovered the cure for cancer every time he so much as raised a single eyebrow.
Obama's office spokesperson, Patrick Rodenbush, great first name, rejected the office of the Director of National Intelligence. Reports claim that senior Obama administration officials orchestrated the Russia collusion hoax, stating, out of respect for the office of the presidency, our office does not normally dignify the constant nonsense and misinformation flowing out of this White House with a response. And he called the allegations outrageous and ridiculous, a weak attempt at distraction.
Just when you think Obama might finally fade into soft-focus documentary mode with acoustic background music and sepia tones, boom, here come Megyn Kelly and Patrick Bet-David wielding verbal flamethrowers. They drag his carefully polished legacy across the ideological parking lot like a dusty rug hiding a decade's worth of broken promises, covert blunders, and policy stains. It's bad, like really bad, when Megyn Kelly, who's professionally stared down media firestorms, and Patrick Bet-David, who interviews like he's cross-examining history itself, both pause and go, yeah, this whole thing needs disinfecting and maybe an exorcism.
Steele dossier, because the boss has told them to get back to him with an assessment that says Russia did interfere and Russia meant to help Trump. And so where do they turn? They don't have it, except in the Steele dossier, which we now know was totally made up. It's been entirely discredited. That was the best evidence they had.
Let's be honest, Obama wasn't so much a president as he was a well-dressed push notification. Constantly pinging the public with poetic nothing burgers, his speeches sounded meaningful until you realized they had all the substance of a vaporized press release. Hope and change? The only thing that changed was how slick he got at dodging accountability. He turned vague optimism into a full-blown leadership aesthetic, where style trumped substance and charisma became a stand-in for actual results. It was less about action and more about the illusion of momentum.
Personally, for me, if I were able to run for a third term, Michelle would divorce me. So, so it's useful that I don't have that choice to make.
I know you have to lead.
But Michelle was never wild about politics. Michelle once explained to me, I try to organize my life not to have a lot of mess around. And politics is just a big mess.
While Rome metaphorically burned, Obama was too busy curating Spotify playlists and trying to trademark the word nuance. Crises piled up like unpaid bills, and there he was, sipping espresso, delivering perfectly rehearsed speeches that said everything and nothing at the same time. Meanwhile, Megyn Kelly's out here rolling her eyes so hard they've practically moonlighted as boomerangs, watching a former president collect standing ovations for saying, "You should all do better," while silently implying, "Unlike me, who already nailed it." It's performative wisdom at its finest, and the applause, mostly for the suit.
Tell me what place Trump wouldn't go to on media where they would trash him. Where would he not go to? Would he not go to CNN? Would he not go to MSNBC? Would he not go to Jimmy Fallon? Would he not go to Jimmy Kimmel? Would he not go to? He went everywhere, right? Now, let me flip this on you. How many times have you seen Obama, Clinton, Hillary, any of those guys
Biden
go on Fox ever? How many times? The answer is never.
Patrick Bet-David, meanwhile, didn't even flinch before tearing apart Obama's polished image like it was a shredded White House visitor log from a backroom deal. He wasn't buying the branding, the halo, or the Hollywood glow-up. Patrick dove headfirst into the mess, calling out the media spin, the performative activism, and Obama's magical knack for standing adjacent to disasters without ever getting touched. Obama didn't just play politics, he pioneered political Houdini. Disappear when accountability knocks, reappear on a yacht with celebrities, and tweet something vague about coming together. He could deliver a 40-minute TED-style sermon about a crisis. He helped engineer and still walk away sounding like the wise guy in the room, not the arsonist. It's like watching someone torch your house, then show up mid-blaze offering advice on fire safety, charging you for the bottled water. And somehow, despite leaving the Democratic Party limping with nearly 1,000 seats lost under his reign, they still treat him like a sacred relic. If success leaves a trail, Obama's path reads more like a cautionary fable in disappearing ink. But hey, let's ask him how to win back America, because nothing says strategic genius like ghosting every midterm like it's a bad Tinder date.
That one day, the intelligence community under Barack Obama was ready to come out and say that the Russians did not interfere in the 2016 election and really had no part in it, and that whole thing was kind of bullshit. Then Barack Obama pulled them all into the White House. They had a big meeting, and then literally the next day, they were like, Russia interfered to help Trump, and leaked it to all the reporters, Washington Post.
But think, you're Obama, okay? First go from the Obama's lens.
Okay.
Obamas are sitting there having to hear people compare Kamala to Obama.
Crazy.
Do you know what that does to Obama? Do you know Obama is sitting there saying, shut the, that's what Obama's saying internally, right?
Megyn Kelly took a torch to his media darling status, and honestly, it was long overdue. Obama's press coverage was so soft, it could have been written by his memoir, Ghoster Writer. Questions about drone strikes, muffled Benghazi, deflected IRS scandals, buried under a stack of Vanity Fair covers and Spotify playlists. The media treated him like a national treasure and not the guy who perfected the art of looking presidential while outsourcing moral clarity to Hollywood. Patrick didn't hold back either. He saw straight through the perfectly tailored suits and Nobel Peace Prize participation trophies and called it for what it was, a brand. Obama's presidency wasn't a movement. It was a marketing campaign with a foreign policy body count. The man got a Peace Prize and then spent 8 years with his finger on the drone trigger like it was a game controller. If irony had a face, it would be Obama smirking through a press conference about restraint while his administration bombed 7 countries. Then there's the economy. Obama's idea of saving the economy was bailing out the same people who torched it in the first place.